First, a quick note on the Pick tool. The keyboard shortcut to select the Pick tool is a tap on the space bar. To select an object on your page, select the Pick tool and then click on the desired object. If you wish to select more than one object, then click on the first object. Press and hold the Shift key down and click on the second object. Or, click and hold the left mouse button down and draw a marquee by dragging the mouse over the intended objects of selection and release the button. If you wish to select all of the objects on your page, then simply double-click on the Pick tool icon in the toolbox bar. The path connecting 2 points is a line. The segments of a line can be straight or curved. These segments are connected by small squares called nodes. A straight line or a curve can have one or more segments. CorelDRAW has various tools that enable you to draw curved or straight lines to achieve exactly what you want. You can switch to your drawing tools by either clicking on the freehand drawing tool icon in your toolbox bar or by hitting the F5 key on your keyboard. We will start with the freehand and polyline tools. Both these tools allow you to draw freehand lines, similar to if you were sketching on a paper. You are able to erase an unwanted segment immediately and then continue to draw. They also allow you to constrain the lines or segments to various angles, including horizontal and vertical. Let us start with the freehand tool. Select the freehand tool by clicking on the freehand tool icon or by pressing F5 on your keyboard. You will notice the changes in the property bar reflecting values related to the freehand tool. To draw a curved line, you can control the smoothness level of your line by adjusting the freehand smoothness slider in the properties bar. So, let us draw a curved line with the freehand smoothness slider set at 0. To change the smoothness value, you can drag the slider all the way back to 0 or simply click and type in the value needed. We will set it to 0. To draw a curved line using the freehand tool, left-click and hold at the point where you want to start the curved line. Keep the left mouse button pressed, drag and start drawing. Release the left mouse button when you reach the point where you would like to end the line. You will notice that the curved line is not very smooth. Now, let us change the smoothness level up in the properties bar. We will increase it to 50 and redraw a similar curved line. Just as before, left-click and hold at the point where you want to start the curved line. Keep the left mouse button pressed, drag and start drawing. Release the left mouse button when done. You will notice that this curved line is considerably smoother than the previous. So now, let's change the smoothness level to 100 and redraw a similar curved line. You will notice that this line is totally smooth. Now click on the Shape tool or press F10 to select it. Click on the curved line that you drew with 0 smoothness. You will see a whole bunch of little blue squares pop up all over this line. These blue squares are called nodes. They are the connecting points between the segments that make this curved line. With the Shape tool selected, click on the second line with smoothness value at 50. There are considerably fewer nodes on this line. Repeat this on the curved line that you drew with 100 smoothness value, and there are even fewer nodes here. This is because CorelDRAW does all the necessary mathematical computations in the background and renders the curved line with the appropriate smoothness. It reduces the number of nodes and thus fewer segments, and the result is a perfectly smooth curved line. You can also use the freehand tool to draw straight lines. To do that, click and release your left mouse button at the point where you wish to start your line. Move the mouse to the point where you would like to end the line and click once. If you are drawing a straight line with multiple segments, then start your line by click and release of the left mouse button at your start point. Drag the mouse to where you want to end the first segment. Double-click and release the left mouse button. Drag the mouse to your end point of the second segment, again. Double-click and release the left mouse button. And drag the mouse to the end point of the third segment. Click the left mouse button once to end the line and release the freehand drawing tool. Notice that with this one-click action, the freehand tool is disengaged from your canvas. You can also add as many segments as you wish by another method. To add another segment, hover your mouse over the end node of the last segment until you see a bent arrow. Click the left mouse button once and release. Drag the mouse to your next end point and click once. If you wish to draw a perfectly horizontal or vertical segment, then click and release to start that segment. Hold the Control key down or the Command key on the Mac and drag the mouse in the direction you wish to draw or extend the line, horizontal or vertical. Click once and release at the desired end point. You can also use the same technique to draw line segments at fixed constrained angles. Follow the same steps, that is, click and release the left mouse button at the starting point. Hold down the Control key or the Command key on the Mac, and instead of dragging the mouse horizontally or vertically, drag it at an angle. Move the mouse up and down a bit, and you will notice that the line snaps at certain angles. The constrain angle is predetermined in the Options panel and can be altered to fit your requirements. The default value for the constrain angle is 15 degrees. Move the mouse to the desired end point and click and release the mouse button. The constraint angle can be changed. To do so, you need to access the Options panel. There are 3 ways to do that. Go to Tools in the menu bar and scroll down and click on Options. Or double-click the freehand tool icon in the toolbox bar. Or press Ctrl-J or Command-J on a Mac. Once the Options window is open, click on the triangle next to Workspace to expand the menu. Scroll down and click on Edit. In the right-hand window, you can change the value for the constrain angle to the desired value. For the purpose of this demo, I'll change it to 30 degrees. Click OK to close the Options window. Now, click and release the left mouse button, and with the Control key pressed or Command key on the Mac, you can draw a line segment perfectly constrained at 30 degrees or in increments of 30 degrees. Using the freehand tool, you can switch between drawing curved lines and straight lines. Move the mouse to the start point of your line. Click and hold the left mouse button and drag to draw a curved line. Release the mouse button at the end point of this segment. Hover the mouse over the end node until you see the bent arrow. Click once and release the left mouse button. Drag the mouse to where you wish to end the next segment. Double-click and release. You will notice that the freehand tool did not disengage. Drag the mouse to where you wish to end the third segment and click once. Note that the one-click disengages the freehand tool from the canvas. If you wish to add more segments to this line, let's say a curved line segment, hover the mouse over the end node of the segment until you see the bent arrow. Click and hold and drag to draw your next curved line to the desired end point. Release the mouse button to complete this segment. Any line, curved or straight, can be changed to look exactly as you wish. Click on the line you want to change in its appearance. Click the Object Property Docker in the Dockers panel to open it. Here, in the outline width section, you can change the thickness of your line. Click on this black triangle and select the thickness you wish. Or, simply place your cursor in the value field and type in the value you like. For the sake of this tutorial, I have mine set at 2.5 mm. To the right of this field, you have the option of changing the measuring units. If you click on the black triangle on the right, it will open a panel showing you all the measuring units at your disposal. I choose millimeters. Below that, you can choose the color of your line. Click on the black triangle, and it opens a window that offers you various means of selecting your color. This box here displays the current color of your line. Next, this X button is if you do not wish your line to have any color. Click on this button and the color of your line disappears. The line is still there, but you cannot see it because it has no color. The one after that is the color sampler. Use this dropper to pick a color from the color of another line or the fill color of an object and copy it to your selected line. And when you change the color of a line from its original color, the color button displays your existing or reference color as well as the new color. Next are the color sliders. Click on this black triangle to open the drop-down menu. Here you can make your choice of RGB, CMYK, etc. as your choice of color palettes. I have RGB. You can use the sliders to adjust your reds, greens, and blues to achieve the precise color you want. Or, you can simply type in the hex value of your color of choice. The next option gives you similar choices to type in your reds, greens, and blues. You can also click in the big square to pick the appropriate color and shade. Or, type in the hex value of your color. The next button opens the drop-down panel with all the Pantone colors at your disposal. Click on the next button, the one with 3 dots, and the drop-down panel gives you the choice to add these colors to your document's color panel, etc. Here you can also choose between hue-based, brightness-based, etc. to pick your colors. Below the color drop-down, you have the option to select your line style. Click on the black triangle and choose from the many options available. If you click on the button to the right, the 3 dots, it will open a window where you can custom create a line style that you want. So, click on the 3 dots. When the window opens, slide this slider back and start to create a pattern. I am going to select the first 5. Then leave the next 2 white. Select the next 2. Again, leave the next 2 white. And select the next 5. And finally, leave the next 2 white. Move the slider back to the right edge of the last white square. Click Add. Select a line and click on this black triangle. Scroll all the way down and you will see your newly created style. Click on it to select it. Your selected line now has your custom style. Then, you have the miter limit option. Here you can set the angle at which sharp angles change from sharp to mitered. The default setting is 45 degrees. So, if I draw an angle greater than 45 degrees, I will get a sharp corner. but anything less than 45 degrees will be mitered. Then you have the option of choosing if you want the corners mitered, rounded, or beveled. Below that, you can select how the ends of your lines look. Square, round, or extended with a square cap. Finally, you can choose the outline to be on the outside, centered, or inside. Points to note. 1. To draw a curve, click and hold, then drag to draw the curve and release when you reach the end point. Cursor disengages from the page. 2. To draw a straight line, click and release, then drag the mouse to the end point. Here, at this point, A. If you click once, the cursor disengages from the page. B. But, if you double-click, you can continue and draw another straight line segment. Click and release the mouse button at the end point. Before we proceed further, I'd like to briefly talk about the two types of curves. There are the closed curves and open curves. The first drawing shows a closed curve, and the second is an open curve. You can do a color fill on a closed curve. Select it using the Pick tool, and then click on a color of your choice from the color docker. Now use the Pick tool to select the open curve and click on a color of your choice from the color docker. You are unable to do a color fill. This can be changed though. To change the setting, press Ctrl J or Command J on the Mac to access the Options panel. Under Document, click on General. And in the Preferences section, put a check mark against the option, Fill Open Curves. Click OK. Now, if you go back to the curved line with open curves, select it with the Pick tool and click on a color of your choice from the color docker. You are able to do a color fill, just like you did with closed curve. An open curve can be closed with the click of a button. All it takes is a click on the Close Curve icon up in the Properties bar. There is a lot more you can do to these lines in terms of their looks by changing their property values. We will cover that as well as we progress through these tutorials. A few quick points. To reposition an object, use the Pick tool to select it. Click and hold the left mouse button and move the object to the desired position. To undo an action, press Ctrl Z or Command Z on the Mac. To place a copy of an object, click and hold down the right mouse button and drag it to a new position. Release the mouse button. Click Copy here. To erase a portion of a curved freehand line while drawing, without releasing the left mouse button, press and hold the Shift key and drag backwards over the line to where you would like to stop erasing. Here, simply release the Shift key and continue drawing. Release the mouse button when you get to end point. Take some time to practice drawing different shapes until you are comfortable with the freehand tool. To continue on to the next instructional video on line tools, please access the course Mastering Polyline Tool in CorelDRAW. Or click on the link provided below in the description of this video.